Alright. Yo, what's up? I was late. I was late doing other stuff, but then also late spamming to Twitter and whatnot. So my apologies. I will cheers you like we always do. Tonight I'm drinking the regular cornet again. It's one of my faves. It's refreshing with this hot weather, in fact. So yeah, let's see where we left off last time, huh? Right, I got stuck at hosting my own Keycloak to use as an IDP to secure our Elm UI with. But in the meanwhile, I've managed to set it up, yay. So now there is a Keycloak running somewhere. I think it's on 7070. Yeah, there we go. Then when we can log in with my favorite username and password combination, and then what will happen is we will show. I already set up a new realm for Scrambled. I have added the Scrambled UI client. So as a client, there's no, how do you say, there is no, it's publicly available. So we don't need to provide a client and a secret for the UI. Yeah, that's about it. I guess. Yeah. And then I think with the other stuff that we can select is in the authentication part. Where was that again? Oh yeah, so here we go. So we can enable implicit flow or not, and standard flow with auth code, and that kind of jazz. That all seems to work normally. But then I also try to, you know, like use it. And wait, what? I also already set some stuff up for that. It shouldn't be here, in fact. I think this is the place. So we have a local Keycloak configuration. That's it. Where I've already added some main stuff. So we're pointing towards localhost 7070. And then using the authorization endpoint to get an auth token, or auth code, I should say. And then once I will get this token, I can use that to exchange that auth code again for an actual JOT token. And from there, we can continue the regular flow. But I was hoping a little bit that we were able to, or we would be able to use the implicit flow instead. And that means just fetching a token from the start already. But I didn't really find anything about that in the documentation of the library that I was using. Because somewhere here they put in comments something like, this would be a good place to call, or to make the call to get a token. Where was that again? It wasn't comments. Ah, here we go. In practice, the access token could be requested right here. So on the OAuth.success, you supposedly get a token, but I don't think it's an actual token. It's an auth code, in fact. So I think it's a bit of a misnomer, or I'm not understanding it properly. I hope that it's just the latter. But yeah, that's what we were gonna find out today. Kate or Z? I wonder if this looks like a Kotlin library, so. Implicit. And that's actually the code that we were looking at. Dang it. So maybe what we should do instead dead. Ah. So this is like proper documentation on the so let's see what we actually use from that. Maybe they also have like a proper example in their documentation. Would be cool. Ah yeah. No, this should actually be an actual token, a jot token. Okay, so then I'm at a loss, I'm afraid, on how it should actually use or be used. Let's see, yeah? So but I like already that this library is so complete in its implementation. Coolio. Use a token to authenticate a request. Okay, it's also some stirfs. There are also error codes. Ah, that's all cool. That come with the protocol, so that's nice. Okay, token type, don't really care. Create a token. Aight. That's probably what they're referring to, this stuff here. Okay. And then what else do we have? So we were looking at the examples, in fact. So here we've got implicit flow, and then I need to really try to understand better what they're trying to do. Maybe another thing that we could do is to look at this auth0, like what the /authorize endpoint actually is, because I think, or I suspect that this is the place you should go towards to get an actual token. Yeah, here we go. So you're either idle, then you're authorized with an access token. It seems to reflect what I understand from implicit flow as well. But then I didn't really understand the comment that they made saying success. The access token could be requested right here. So I don't understand why they don't just show that in their example code. Maybe there's a library function that we can use to do the call. There's only make authorize using the specified authorization flow. And what do we have in our part? It's like there was also OAuth success. And here we are, it's the initial, so when you land on the page and your URL parser is able to get a token out of your current URL, at that point, hang on. then what is this one, huh? This token. So out of this parse token, there's the success thing, and it of type authorization result. I think the authorization success, parse token and response. And you also get the scope. That's cool. So this is the actual access token. Great job on documentation here as well. Right. So M flags, that I forgot already what that thing was. Those are state that you get once you enter your single page application, I guess. Here they check if the state is the same. Okay. All right. Now I also remember that I added a to-do at the very bottom, which I will go to after I stop interpreting this stuff. So if it's not the same, then break. And otherwise, you're now authorized with a token. So that's cool. And then here they say the access token could be requested right here. So I don't think it's... We already have it, so don't really understand what they mean by. I don't think it's correct, this comment. Okay, whatever. But then what? So empty model. So we create a new model, an empty one, and we have the token in that case. But I don't think that we enter in this state, so we can try it out, in fact. So I'm now an anonymous user. I have entered the, what's it called? Oh shit, I don't have my backend loaded yet. Go away. Yeah, okay, so it's trying to connect or fetch the leaderboard, which we haven't started up just yet. So let's run that application. And I'm not sure if I've started my Postgres, in fact. I need so that we can just start up by doing this. And then Postgres, I guess. There we go. Now we've got the two databases started, which our backend is going to be able to connect to, and to that backend our UI is going to connect to fetch the actual leaderboard at some point. But we can already test the register button because it's just a pure UI function normally. Unless... Unless it just breaks and then nothing works. Ah, there we go. So here we've got people in the leaderboard now. I click on register and stuff happens, but it explodes, I think. So I get redirected. But once we... yeah, maybe that's easier to show in the network tab. So if I get rid of the console and I make sure that I preserve the log, I just hard refresh the page, you'll see that there's some bullshit going on here. So I will clear everything and then click on register. You'll see that I'll navigate to Keycloak, which redirects me again to my localhost application. But there I enter the Elm application, and then using the Elm debugger we can Let me make it a little bit larger. You can check out what's actually going wrong here. So in our auth flow stuff, we already see there's an error that happened and the request was invalid, apparently. But why? Just missing blah 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 plus nonce. So that would be cool if I got like the full model there. Is there a way to get that? I'm not sure. For the state, we don't really care about, but I'm interested in why we got the error here. So it might be that Keycloak is complaining about something that we require whatever, a nonce or something. I'm not sure if we can disable that stuff here. No. I'm not sure if I should enable standard flow. Maybe it's unclear. Yeah, maybe it's unclear, then Keycloak will default to this one. Now we will also disable direct grants. Alright, let's try it again. Maybe this will just have fixed it. I doubt it, but you can always try, alright. Oh, and we're missing a favicon apparently. Wipe all the things. So we're now in idle state. We'll click on the register button. I wonder if there's like a way to maintain this state so that we can see what got sent. So yeah, same error here. The other thing we could do is just display the error here. Eh? Let's try to do that instead. Or maybe log it. That's also an option. So now we are not in auth success, but we are in error. So that means at some point our model will be filled with an auth flow thing, and this will contain the error. Okay. So then if we go to our view somewhere, yeah, maybe we can show that in the header somewhere. I'm not really sure. Where do we want to show that? Maybe at the very top in the middle or something. It's fine, huh? So view header. Now the model is going to come in handy. Here's the header itself. We've got UI text scrambled. That's this part. But we not only want this, but we also want like a smaller part here. How do you do that again? Is that so? View header is being used in a column. So column is underneath each other, I guess. So maybe our model or our view header, sorry. So this is like the single element there, but maybe it can become a UI column as well. Or since it's a list anyway, we could just do this and then create another element. Yeah, that has, I don't think I need this stuff. So it will have two elements. One is the attributes, or arrays I should say. One is attribute and the other is UI.text containing model dot so I expected to have been able to extract something out of the model. Maybe I don't do it like this, but then fetch. I only need to render this when the error message is filled in, I guess, otherwise. So maybe this can be like view auth error or something with the model, and then that will be this part. So view auth error having a model equals this part that we had there. But then maybe what we can do is let's just try and print it out first. I wonder what's wrong with this. Oh. No es comprende, señor. So, how did it work before? We had an array, had to render the header. We had an array that would just return stuff. And it can be an element. And when you create an element that has two things, one thing is, it's a single thing. They're both single things, maybe. No, because this is an array. Yeah. So that makes sense that it's an array. Was that the fix? I guess so. So now don't use that, but use, god dang it. Why? Oh, maybe it's because we're lacking type information? I don't actually know. Or no, yeah, I don't know. Is something that takes in a model and outputs a... I actually don't know. An element. So now we need to try and render this properly. I wonder actually, what's the signature of this? Element message. And this is also element message. So I guess what we could do is straight up render this as text, and that should also work. Yeah, okay. So now the only thing we need to do is go make a let in, and then we'll say if like error message or something. Here we need to do case of, I don't remember how to do that properly because I've been not coding for for a long time. Case blah. Yeah, so first you, yeah, it looks like this in fact. And we already translate. There we were. So model auth flow of, and then we can say if it's an error, I think, error authorization, and that thing has something, message or something, I hope. Maybe it was authorization error. Naming is hard, okay. Come on, IntelliJ, suggest me the proper thing. Oh, I could have sworn we were already translating that. No? So we'll go back to here. And it's not going to be success, but it is error. And in that case, oh yeah, first it's errored. And then that error has an error authorization. And this thing contains error, and this one I think is just a string. Nee? Oh no. This is still this, which is even still something else. But then this is not a type, I don't think, yeah? Ah, it is a record, okay. Oof. Oh, errored. And I think we can still do some more destructuring here. Because this it doesn't have anything yet. So then the auth error that we're getting, in fact, is, hopefully it's still there, error authorization. And this has like an error object or record. And then we can extract the error record. What was it again? Description. This type is not a string. It's a maybe string. Fuck. God damn it. Oh my god. I forget how this works. Okay. There we go. And we'll just do this. Whew. Now we should be compiling. And it should be printed here now the next time we try this. Aha. This is it. This is it. Okay, so Keycloak is complaining. We're missing a parameter nonce, apparently. Let's find out how that works. I believe there was a unit test involved with this as well. Maybe we can determine how they expect this stuff to happen. That doesn't seem like the test case we're looking for. Here we go. When response type equals token and there's no scope open ID, we don't treat the nonce parameter mandatory. Okay, so I guess this is already the request that we're sending, but then maybe we don't send scope open ID in that in the library. That we can just definitely check what our library is sending by going to the network tab. And we click this thing, and then we can inspect what the actual request was. And we're looking for, what was it again? Scope equals open ID. Oh, scope equals open ID. I guess then that test is outdated. Response type equals token. So if you omit scope equals open ID, they will treat it as not mandatory. But now since we do add it, we need a nonce apparently for Keycloak. I wonder if this the library allows for creating a nonce. So where would that be? We click the register button in any case, so it should be somewhere in register. Okay. When the register, here we go. Sign in requested. Oh yeah, right. So that will trigger get gen random bytes, and then when gen random bytes gets triggered, we are going to receive. Where are those ports? Port. Gen random bytes. Oh. This will generate a new command, so that's another update. I believe, eh? Got random bytes. And these bytes will become that state thing. Here's the authorization part. Ah, here, scope, state. Maybe it also includes nonce? I'm not sure. I'm afraid not. So does that mean we can't use Keycloak or what? I guess we could also omit the scope here. So if we just don't do this, nee, it requires a scope because it's a record. It's a list of strings. And we use Keycloak configuration, which uses OpenID. Dang it. This doesn't seem to be the thing I'm looking for. Maybe we should also run this search using Google. Is nonce the state thing, in fact? I guess we should also read about what that thing is. Doen we dat. Yeah, here we can see the actual implementation or the code that's causing the error. This is fun. Just token response type. Let's scope. It's not requested thing. I wonder if we just do this. It should then get used in... I already forget. Here. code challenge. I think this is the thing you use for other flow types. Here's the response type, yeah. Okay, then that's not the thing I needed to change in any case. Where was that? Here. Yeah, carp. I don't really see how to add the a nonce to, or to extend the library to. There's not even the word nonce there, so. Okay. Is there a way to extend this library now? The thing is, it seems to be working with this configuration type, and this is the way that the make authorization is used. Yeah, this one, make authorization URL. But then it crafts the URL, so I guess out of this comes a URL, so maybe we can still append a nonce here. To string, yeah, sure. So now I need to think, because I still want to keep chaining. Yeah, I want to flip these things. So do we also have prepend? That's no, that wasn't a thing either. Allee, jong. No, cake. So prepend, and then with the nonce, I forgot how to do that, like ampersand nonce equals. Yeah, this I don't know, but we saw some example and there you go, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now some function prepend that takes two strings, so s1, s2, and then what we'll do is we'll do s2 plus plus s1. Voila. Hey, nice, huh? Now let's see if that works. This is a bit dirty because we're not really using types anymore here, but I suspect that we've added the nonce now when we click on register. Seems like we are doing that because we get redirected to an account or a sign-in. I forgot which user I set up because of course I forget. Maybe let's just check all the users. Oh, we did already check. Cool. I definitely also forgot the password. So let's set one just with my same name, Tim. It's not temporary. So don't do this at home. Okay, we've got the user Tim. We can log in using Tim now. I think what we'll do as well is get rid of that. A data breach. I wonder if we're logged in now. We can verify. Oh, we have a token! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a token. Ermagerd. And with this, we have implemented authentication. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Great work, team. Now to fix this a little bit because it's so ugly. I think on URL you can like append. Maybe that's better. URL.append or something. Builder. I don't actually know how to properly use that that API, the URL API. From string, chomp after, no. Add prefixed. Also not something I want to do. Percent decode, no. Man. There's also no way to recreate a URL from another URL to extend on it. I'm afraid. I also haven't looked at what is exposed in fact, so yeah, those methods I was looking at before weren't even exposed anyway, so it's not that we would be able to use them. So there we go. Yeah. Here they do have something, huh? Here they seem to be appending, look, URL add. Maybe we can add this, or I mean use that too. I'm not sure if this gets exposed to URL. Oh, this also looks internal, so I guess not. Yeah. I guess this is fine then. Okay, and then this can just become oh, that's funny, because now we can just use append, so that would be That looks a little bit better. Maybe we can also add dummy nonce because it's dummy nonce. We don't really use this. But, oops. Yeah, and now we instantly get redirected because, what's it called? Keycloak remembers that we're logged in already, so no. Okay. God, I hate that so much. Like, there is a tab for this. Who uses this? Christ. Yeah, this, whatever. Okay, great. Maybe, yeah, so the one thing that we don't have now is an ID token. Actually, oh wait, let's make him commit first. How do you say that? It's a new feature, basically. We now have a valid JOT token. Upon successful authentication. And then maybe we can explain Keycloak requires there to be a nonce parameter, oops, when scope equals token, no, response type equals token, and scope equals help. Allez. The memory of a sieve, I'm telling you. Response type token, but it was also something else, huh? Scope equals OpenID. What's your stack, bro? Let me share that with you after this commit. Thanks for asking, Flat Earth Bill. My stack is UI in Elm UI. It's a functional type language. On my backend, I built in Kotlin using CQRS or clean architecture. Well, they're how do you say, complementary. Supposed, yeah, Elm and Kotlin is the main thing, and I've got two REST APIs, one in Spring Boot and the other in Ktor. So this one I'm still playing around with a bit, but the other one is like the main one I have now, so thanks for asking. Is that something that you're familiar with? Or maybe something that you'd like to learn more about? I don't know. Ah, React. It's very similar to Elm, in fact. Allez, Redux. No, I think React as well is very similar to Elm. It uses the same loop to re-render stuff. So the principle is the same. And Redux, yeah, makes sense. Cool. Where were we? Yeah, so we now have a working jot token in our front end, which is sweet. And we still have to click on register. Now we will have a jot token. Look at this, beautiful. Look it. Now we can use this jot token to well, to make calls to our backend, basically, yeah. Gonna figure that stuff out. Ah, yeah, no, now I remember again. One of the ideas was to transform this token into an ID token, or maybe it already is an ID token. Wait, let me check. So we'll just copy this bad boy, and we go to jot.io. And in your React app, are you using TypeScript or JavaScript? And which style of React? Is it the functional style with the hooks? Or the other one? I don't know the other one actually. I only have a bit of experience with using hooks. Okay, let's see. Do we have user information? Preferred username, Tim. That's already cool. We could use this, I guess, but I'm not sure. I think preferred username might actually be Keycloak specific. I don't think it's part of the, what's it called? The OIDC spec. But yeah. So this is the sub. Yeah. I'm just thinking because last time we identified that if we combine the sub, which is the subject, with the, and I believe it was ISS, so that's this thing, then we'll have a unique representation of a single user. And I hope that's correct. Yeah. Using TypeScript and hooks already, like, I think that's the most common answer, I think. I'm not really sure. I don't know why I say that. Disregard that statement. And are you liking it? And did you have some previous experience as well with other frameworks? Or like, have you already experienced the downside of dynamic typing, and that's why you're using TypeScript? If that's the case, maybe you should take a look at Elm. You make even less mistakes. Ah, 0 experience. And React is a good first thing, I guess. It's the quickest path to success, I think. Ah, okay, so Python definitely has dynamic typing. Hey, nice, congrats though. Nice. Let's print out the username, the preferred username. Tutorials, yes, I know plenty. No, I don't know which type of tutorials. On Elm or on React? On React, I don't really know. I think there's there are some good courses though. Like I think on what's that website again? Yeah, the name escapes me, but it's like one of the popular ones. Udemy, yeah, that's it. Thanks. So that's a very good. They've got great courses on React, for sure. And typically worth the money as well. I mean, if you're looking to use programming as a way to make money as well, makes sense to invest in courses like that. Or you could or you could learn from some streamers online. I think most of the web development streamers will use React, in fact. Seems likely. Yeah, we were gonna look at, here we go. Verify the JOT token on successful login. I don't know. Did we do that? We don't actually verify it. It's just there, I think, at least. If we go to success again. So we just add it. So this we don't need to do anymore. User, here we go. User info requested though. Oh, that's what they mean, probably. That's what they mean by the access token could be requested right here. Or what? No, this is... Damn, now I'm so confused. Hang on. So this command or this message type we don't have, it seems. Let's find out, because we totally copy pasted that part from an example somewhere here. Yeah. See, this is a message type, and what happens if you do user info requested, we do get user info. Okay, maybe we can do this instead and then get like a proper... It seems nice. Let's do that. So, and then maybe we can also do sign out. And Jesus, why not? Up. We'll put that next to sign in requested. I don't remember why would you need to do it after stuff. That I don't really get. I guess you don't really need to do this. Okay, let's check it out where we've got the sign in requested. Yeah. Bomb. User info requested. This we've called auth flow, so let's already take care of that stuff. Noise. Then what? Get user info is a thing. User info. Here we go. This is a new type, the got user info, so type MSG. Bless you. Oh, it needs something. Oh. Staring at it. Okay. Sign it requested was the other one. And then the user info requested was still yet another one, huh? Yeah. Don't really understand why we got this got access token thing though. Oh, this is thrown maybe somewhere. Ah. Yeah. So they don't use this message type here. Still wondering where to actually use that then, because oh snap. Over here we are already authorized with a token, which is nice, and then we can just say user info requested because we've got a successful thing here. Some stuff is going on here. Oh, this takes 2 arguments, huh? Always is, I think it's always maybe. Me? Dang it. So that's why they had the after blah blah blah, and then this gets thrown. But yeah. After delay. I just want to immediately initiate it, so not batch. Maybe it's none. CMD none, and then, but none doesn't take an argument, I don't think. Okay, let's think longer about it. So we want to do in order, I guess. First clear the URL, then fetch the leaderboard, and then I want to instruct something. because this one is an HTTP GET. Am I being a dumbass? I think I am. So we should just call sign out requested. It's not the thing. Get user info. Yeah. Yep. Using a configuration, so that would be local Keycloak configuration and token. Yeah. So upon success, we get the token, we immediately go fetch the user info. This I don't know why. It should be nav. But then got user info we should get somewhere. Or actually no, user info requested is the way to handle it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay. I think this is a bit weird because maybe we can do that instead. So instead of doing this, we should do that using actually we can't do that. Yeah, no. We do it in one go. So this we don't need. Plus also they were using the other configuration. There we go. Then what? Get user info. It's already being used. Oh yeah, to get the actual, to make the call. And this is a bit weird to me now because it looks like... Where's the URL? Your user info endpoint. Out of the configuration. And our local Keycloak configuration has a user info endpoint with this thing here. So we'll perform a get. This is to use the token, so this will add an authorization bearer header using the token that we get passed along to that thing, and then a way to decode it. I'm not sure how to. Yeah, we use the standard types, so it should be okay. And then what? Then we throw a got user info. And this is the handler for that, so which is not being used as of yet. Yeah, and then you can use done as user info. Okay. Let's see. So in our update function, it's a bit weird that we didn't get a complaint about that. So all of these basically are I think here it will become a bit more obvious which things need authentication, because we'll be able to combine it using authflow with done, and then the user info endpoint or the user info with an actual action. But so for now, for us, we should do done, because that's the thing the auth flow we're checking on with, I already forget, user info. And then whatever kind of other message, I guess. When this happens, we can modify the model by saying we got the user info. No, that's incorrect. We need to capture the message of user info Kotlin or something. Dang it. So this is actually nothing. This one. I hope this takes the result. I'm not sure anymore. Oh yes, it does. Nice. First the model and then the actual result. Nee? Huh? First the model and then the user info response, that's this thing. Okay, now it decides to compile. So now we are ready to handle that got user info message. The way we'll handle that is by if it's an error, then this stuff should happen, and then otherwise user info should be set to the auth flow using that user info object, and it looks like this. It has a name and a picture. And we could set, yeah, it's already here in done. Okay, nice. So the place where we're showing a view, showing that error, view auth error, maybe we can just transform this into view auth information. Voila. Maybe we can also just pass along auth flow to that. And then this will be this type. There we go. So now it should be auth as string. That's nice. Then if it's done, then it will have user info, and we can say it's user info dot get name. Voila. And then maybe something like welcome name. Happy fragging. Voila. Oh, exciting. Everything is compiling. This is a really nice library actually. It saves me so much damn time. Okay, refresh. Son of a bee. Now update is complaining. ¿Por qué? We had this before. Now it's gonna say which ones it's missing. Yeah. User info requested and sign out request. So user info requested we don't have in effect. We never throw this, so goodbye. Sign out requested. We don't have just yet, so maybe we can comment this one out, and then this can be gone, and this can be gone. Okay. So we are not logged in. Let's also log out the session for a good form. Ugh, Junge. Log out. Voila. They don't have a session anymore. Then if I click on register, okay, it should be sign out, or I mean log in or something. But you successfully log in. Oh man, now I actually was kind of hoping that maybe we don't have the user info endpoint now or something. Oh, we get an error. Okay. Ah, shit. And why? What's the actual error then? Take that case into account. So what happens if you use wildcards? Let's try to register again, I guess. Or log in again. We are getting a 200. Ah, yeah, of course. We couldn't decode. That's what happened. So Keycloak is returning preferred username instead of what was it again? User info. This thing. It's expecting a JSON object that has name and pictures. Picture we definitely don't have, so let's get rid of that. And then user info. We could actually fix that in Keycloak. How does that go again? Mappers. We do add built-in or something. And then it was name. I guess username. Oh man, we can have nickname as well in here. Token claim name. Name. Save. Voila. I think this is it. Yeah, this should work now, in fact. Okay, so I think what we did was we changed Keycloak to now also add a name property when using the user info. So we are ignoring the preferred name, but we do have a regular name. The decoder now thinks it needs to still decode picture, but we don't. And this is a single map. Why is that twice? That I don't know. Ah, yeah. Once for... I guess this is not being used anymore, so we can get rid of it. Bye! Nice. Allez. So first time you enter, we're gonna log in. Oh, here we go. Yes. Okay, commit. Now showing, oops, the logged in person's name from, or comma, using the user info of the token. Yes. Sweet. Now we're in business. In business, let me tell you. So that means that Tim, the user Tim, they can now change their username. Oh, they can't actually change their username, but they can change their first name. Aww. So what we'll then do is fix the mapper to not use a username, but in fact use first name, which was existing, and we'll put that in name. So, hey, cancel. Delete by add built-in for first name. Where are you at? First name. Or full name. Sure. Put that in. You. Grr. Maybe it's given name or something. Ah yeah, voila. First name up. Put that in name, save. And now it should be capitalized if I refresh and log in again. Yeah, nice. Cool. Okay, so you've already seen the next, how do you say, like mistake, I guess, because if I just refresh, I lose the information of who is logged in. I guess we could fix that by adding some local storage session stuff, maybe. Let's think, and maybe that's like another question. Is that something that we want to do right now? Because I think we could also just do, maybe the register button also doesn't need to appear anymore when you're logged in. So many choices I can't make right now. It's so annoying. We have commented out that part, so maybe it's it's a good idea to I think we can get rid of this. And the introspection, same. But end session, I think we'll need to use somehow. Where was that thing that I put in comment somewhere with the message? Probably or not. Oh, here it is. Yo. Sign out requested. Then we'll need this thing. Then when you've got sign out requested, we'll just do sign out requested. And sign out requested takes in a model, and that's about it. And how does that work? I mean, if you're gonna redirect again, makes no sense, huh? So the idea I think I had was we should do an HTTP call now, like here, but then to the other endpoint. So this one, I'm not sure if it's a get, but we'll see soon enough. So let's do an HTTP request. I think it's post without a body. We will need the token, however, but the token is on le model. Oh snap. Extracting the token here is gonna be a bit more difficult. Because you can't indicate. Well, actually, that's incorrect what I'm saying. So case model.authFlow of. So if it is not idle, but you're in done, I think. In that case, you've got the user info. It makes the most sense to use this one, I think, because then it's like fully complete. But if I do this, then I'm not, or I won't be able to extract the model. I mean the token anymore. Lying. Oh, I'm not lying. So I think you need to send this token along. That's gonna be annoying. Because here we only have user info and no longer have a token. So you know what I'll do is we'll just keep the token on the model. Is it good? I wonder how else this is used, in fact. Only here. Okay, the thing I will do is you know what, I guess what I will be able to do here is if I do get user info yeah, I can't update my model here either, because this is like really a command. You consume a bunch of your model and translate it into a message basically. So the moment I use this, I won't be able to keep my token anymore. So really here where I do get user info, maybe I should also have something like keep. Yeah, I mean, I don't need to do that either, because here's where I'm creating my model. Okay, let's do this maybe. And then we'll supply the token, the authorized stuff. So then that means this one I'll recreate with token, which will have a a token. And then I'll need to update the way my model looks like. This can be a maybe OAuth token. And then my empty model can always be nothing. And here I'll do just token. That should fix that. Then what's this crap? Yeah, so now I can check if it is done, and I don't care about the user info. Well, then I can perform an HTTP request using the end session endpoint of Keycloak listing. And then expecting, yeah, I don't think there's anything to expect because I'll get a redirect. Let's say that we don't take this into account. Maybe it's just it should just be this, in fact. I'm not sure. I put the token on the model without even knowing if I needed it. But how else are you, as this Keycloak, supposed to know? Oh yeah, I don't even expose it. because it's not on the configuration object. I think I might be able to expand it though. So if I say this is a string, or I guess it's a URL. Voila. Okay. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, there's some other errors going on here. Why is that? Oh, my bad. Okay. All right, let's try it. See what happens. I don't have a logout button. I guess we'll add that. We should add that in the header somewhere and not on in the home page. That might be the reason why it feels so awkward to intercept a home message. Because it's a global thing, yeah? And global right now is main, I guess, so that sort of makes sense. Okay, dear Lord. Yes, a button somewhere. Register. No, not register. In home, we've got a register button. This is the one. We can have that somewhere here. Where do we want to put that? Somewhere at the bottom. We're not really verifying it, but whatever. This is already an advanced feature, logout. But I don't want to be revisiting this at some point, so I'd rather just have it. Let's add it to the header, y'all. This is just silly text. So maybe now instead of having text, we should actually just do this. With that. And this should be pipe that to UI allee, text, and otherwise it should be UI.text of empty. And then this is no longer as a string, this is like the actual element, I guess. So here, same thing, let's pipe that to UI.text. Nice. And now instead of having only this, I think I can do UI.L, because this thing is like a combination. Or not. Ah, okay, row, I guess. Row. Yeah. Which has a bunch of attributes which we don't care about for now. And then... yeah. This is just a text. And then it will have a second part, which is the button. Which should look like this. It's a base button. It's not disabled. The label should be log out. And it should be log out, button clicked. This is a new message. Maybe it can be this. Yeah. Sign out requested. Zizou. Oh boy, now what? Okay. That's fine. Okie dokie. We are quote unquote not logged in yet. Let's do the complete flow again. So we'll go to my user. We won't delete him, but we will log him out. You are now logged out. Nice. Then we will click on register, but actually log in. We'll get redirected through OIDC flow. We'll enter our I think it's not case sensitive, but I don't want to check. The logout button gets rendered, and then let's see what happens if I click it. I get redirected here, but just I guess forwarding here is not enough. Yeah, it might be so that our assumption that just performing a redirect is enough, but I don't think it is in fact. Does he still have a session though? He does not have a session. But we don't get redirected back to the application, in fact. Sign out requested. So I guess a get will be enough, just like we had here. But we don't need to deal with the response. I don't care about this. don't need a token. We don't need an expect. Oh, we do need an expect, but it won't contain anything, I guess. So expect whatever. Sign out complete. That should be it, I think. Yeah, so it's still, you still need to take care of what happens if it fails, huh? Okay. It won't update the command though. Oh yeah, shit. Where do we call this again? I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing this, I guess. I need this in my message type. Oh, you need headers. I guess method headers equals empty. Voila. Then sign out is completed, and then we'll enter our update function again. And we don't have anything for sign out completed yet. Completed. What do we want to do here? In fact, here we want to reset the model to its initial state. Maybe. So saying something like you want to remove the token, I think. No, it should just be the seemingly none in any case. And then it's model, where we just update the model, where we say auth flow equals idle. That's it. And maybe the result we can ignore, I guess, or the response. Even if it fails, we can just log out. It's a bit broken, huh? Did we already have a way to display error messages? Might be in here that we have that stuff. API failure, yeah. Okay, let's handle error when logging out, I guess. Maybe I'll need to add that as a little task or something. Let's do that instead. Otherwise it will, I don't want to have to keep on depending on that silly delay. No, don't want that. Where is logout? Nowhere. Nice. That's also registration, I guess. So maybe it should be a quality attribute or something. Ah, no, that's logging. There's no authentication really. Fuck. I guess it should belong here. You know what? Then I'll just make it into, oops, one of these. There we go. And then this we can just add whenever we feel like it. Ne? Okay, cool. And make a logout button. This works perfectly. We have a logout button. All right. Yeah, this gets ignored. Okay, I wonder. So now we're doing a post. No, we're doing a get to the sign out URL, and we reset the auth flow here so that you're quote unquote no longer logged in anymore, basically. Let's see. Here, Tim is logged out because they don't have a session. Then we can navigate back to 8000. We are not logged in here. This we shall clear. Click on aka login. We shall log in. We get redirected back. This we don't care about. And then now I want to see what request is gonna happen if I click on the logout URL and what will happen here. Logout button. We get a course error. Yeah, I think this is the browser intercepting missing allow origin header. Ah yeah, okay. I guess that's because we're manually doing the HTTP request stuff. Can't imagine what else. So if we go to fetch leaderboard, this thing here. Oh, this is it. you just do HTTP GET and then a URL, which is only a string even. Okay, maybe that's a bit easier. Sign out requested. So that's this with the URL to string. And oh no, it should look like this. So URL should remain. That's good. Method we don't need. Neither do we need body and headers. And then the expect we can keep. Okay, let's see what this does. Because now we're no longer manually managing those headers. And let's quote unquote log in again. We are now logged in. We'll refresh, log out. Still getting a course. It's on the response of making that call to log out. Maybe I just don't know how the logout works for Keycloak, in fact. I've been here before. But we are quote unquote logged out because there's no Tim here anymore. Ah yeah, and we kept the token though. So the token we no longer need. Oh shit, we need a token. We need a token anyway to perform future calls to what's it called? Allez. The backend. Am I? Wait. I said that we don't have a session anymore, but did it actually fail then or what? Because if I go here, we still have a session, so the logout actually doesn't work. Yeah, I think we might need to add the token then. Okay, so back to the other formats. So this thing, and then in headers, I wanted to do OAuth use token model.token. Now what? Oh, right. So you can't actually do this. So case model dot token, I guess then, because we just ideally just have that. If it's just token, then we can do this and use it. And otherwise, just return model cmd none. Oh wait, no, it's different. So we need this with an empty list. Yeah, okay. Okay, so this time we're doing a get using the token to the end session endpoint, and the rest is still the same. Let's see if that works, in fact. So we still have the session, I hope. Yep. We're quote-unquote not logged in here anymore. We should actually also clear the token is what I was still wondering about. Anyway, click on logout, see what happens. Some other bullshit happened here. Yeah, same. Do you have a session? Still has a session though. Dang it. Let's do a post. See if that changes anything. I don't think it will because of the XHR. Quote unquote login. Clear the log out. Oh, see, same thing. Yeah. Keycloak log out URL. Maybe this article will have, or will shed some light. Let's do log out. And session, yeah, nice. No way to use the logout. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with that stuff. It's too bad. Okie dokie. I mean, it's not a necessary feature for now. We can just log out, how do you say that? Log out locally. So that means clearing the token and resetting the auth flow status. So that would also mean token equals nothing. And then this doesn't do anything, sadly enough. Okay, I do want to have a commit where it shows my attempt. We'll do whip attempted to call logout, or what was it again? Sign out. End session. Course errors. So just reset locally at the client. And then maybe what I'll do is cross origin resource, yeah, course error, pre-flight missing allow origin header. Pre-flight missing allow origin header. Getting a course error. Voila. Commit. And then we can just get rid of this. So that would be cmd none. And I guess we can always do this. So, voice. That also means that we no longer need the that message type. This one. But bam. Since we're not throwing that anymore anyway. Okay. So then if we register, we log in again, but if we click log out, nothing actually happens. We just clear local state and we're able to register again. Okay, good enough for me. Yeah. Log out. Now it just clears local states. Let's push. Oof. It's been a while. Oh yeah, my plan was to actually go over what I actually did to make it work, because last time I wasn't able to do that. And I think... I think the only thing I changed was this. It's important that your DB user is called Keycloak on your Postgres that you're setting up. So actually this one is important, that it's called Keycloak, because it will also create a schema called Keycloak. And that's what Keycloak is trying to use, so the actual instance. Which is annoying. But yeah, anyway, then getting some errors. So that was the one thing that was blocking me last time. Database schema name. Nice, huh? Okay. So, if we try to flesh out the unregistered user can register as a player, we've got that flow sort of going for us now. Where we are, where is that stuff? Authentication flow. So now we have a JOT token, which we should be able to send along to the register player thing. Okay, my mind was trailing a bit because I was already looking for this to optimize this a bit, but whatever. So right now, an anonymous user visits the website. Hang on, log out. An anonymous user visits the website. Check. Then what? They click the register button. Check. They get redirected to federated login, so that will be like Google, or well, actually it will be Epic Games, huh? The provider will redirect back towards our site with a valid JOT token, so whenever they logged in. So that's this thing happening. Nice. Then the redirect happens. Hooray. Cool. Then it's check whether we already know a registered player with jot.sub. This we haven't done that yet. if they are not known. So this needs like a call to the backend. Then authenticated anonymous user is presented with a form where they fill in their nickname. So other way. So when I get redirected back in here and I receive a successful jot token, that's what we're doing now. So we're getting the username or whatever, which is geared. But then what? Oh damn, you know what? Oh man. If I know that I'm already going to be using the Epic Games website, the CSS still on point. Oh yeah, for sure. For me, it's a bit on the I don't care side right now. I'm already happy that I get a successful jot token, which is actually where we were stuck last time, so that's a good thing. I was just going through the flow, and this and this we don't have yet, so I need to create an endpoint in my backend where I'm able to pass along this combination. Well, actually just a jot token, so that I can check if I know them already as a registered player, and then if I don't, I should return that stuff, and then they will be presented to fill in their nickname so that they can complete the registration process. And that's this part here, and then they will actually register and be registered. And then if they are known, then you know that's Gucci, and then they can just be redirected to home. Cool, huh? So next up, where do I sort of want to keep that somewhere? Like in a more detailed task list or something, because this is too broad. An unregistered user can register as a player. Maybe it should be something like or another thing I could do is something like this, where I say do oh shit, oi, okay, get a jot token upon successful authentication with their IDP. Dunsies. Then not dunsies. Oh, there's a nice. This is not done yet, but it's still green apparently. Check or verify jot sub plus jot.iss matches with a known registered player. New endpoint, I guess. Then the other X should be deal with result or response of that call in the UI. Unknown forward to nickname, enter nickname form plus register button, known, you're already good, and then I think it's finished. Does Elm/Kotlin have an OpenID Connect module, or are you rolling an implementation of your own? So I'm very happy that Elm or that there's a library available to do OIDC in the front end with Elm. And for Kotlin, it won't be a problem in any case. Right now I'm using SpringBoot, so it's Spring's OIDC module, so Spring Security. But the alternative would be Ktor, and I think in Ktor there will also probably be a module that allows you to deal with authentication. So I'm using implicit flow. So I'm leaving all of the authentication part up to the UI and then just passing JOT tokens back to my backend. And they can deal with that stuff. Let's think a bit. This is it, I think. So once this happens, the registration endpoint we already have, and then we're good. I think this is it. Nice. Voila. Yeah, it should be okay. Now I just have to remember to look at that next time I'm streaming. Yeah, I think we're about to finish actually. Yeah. Or maybe we can, quote unquote, quickly go to the backend and try to think about what that thing should look like. Does that mean the JOT returned to your frontend is passed around in JavaScript / not stored in a read-only cookie? Yes. Yes, it does. So a bit for Elm, it's not really an issue because in Elm, that's sort of the way to go. You keep on passing along this entire model. Maybe it's even easier if I just show it. So let's log out. Let's hard refresh maybe. No, this is not useful. So Elm has this debugger thing as well, where it just shows the complete state of your application at any given point in time. So this is all of the state my application will be using. Of course, this is a debugger, so it's not active when you host this in production mode, let's say. But you can definitely just see what's going to happen. So if I click around, so I click on register. No, the button it's gone. Here it is again. Is that not a security risk? I guess it is. Because how do you say that? Malicious users, aka hackers, they might intercept or run a script that tries to look for JOT tokens, I guess, and then use that JOT token to do or perform authenticated calls. But I believe there is what's the thing called again? CSRFs, I think. Cross-site request forgery? No, that should protect against that. See, I don't actually know. I have such little knowledge about security things. It's horrible, actually. But yeah, I guess it sort of makes sense because this is like the entire reason why I think in the example they only keep it for like a millisecond, let's say, because the moment you get a JOT token, they exchange it for user info, and with that user info they do the rest. So I'm not really sure how it actually properly works, but I think this is the way you typically do that, in fact. I guess what you could do is replace this with a user session in Spring Boot. Like pass Spring Boot this jot token to verify they've successfully authenticated. And then yeah, if the token is kept in JavaScript, another script could grab it and bypass the CS, so the cross-site request forgery, by just sending it to another server. Yeah, that, like I said, I don't know. It might be true. I don't know, but I don't plan on, you know, like doing reading on stream. Beyond the initial login. Yeah. If it's a short-lived token, you should be fine. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I still think it might be. So right now I'm also just only using Keycloak as my identity provider. I'm not sure what kind of longevity the, what's it called, like the eventual identity provider I hope to be using. So that's Epic Games. They also offer this kind of service. I don't know what the longevity of their lifetime on their jot tokens is. Should actually mimic that, in fact, along with some other things. But yeah, I'll have to read up a bit more on how this actually works. So I was already glad that I was able to do this part. But yeah, see here in the authentication library, this is they're doing basically, so they provide an auth flow part where they will have a token type, which then at that point contains your token, which you should exchange for a user info type or data type, and that you can then use to pass along. Do you feel jots are a good fit for user sessions? Yeah, I feel so. Fonts, this font or the font of the chat, because I also know that the font of the chat isn't really that great. Yeah, I feel jots are nice, especially if you have the ID token, because it just has a, how do you say, it has enough user information to be useful and use that as state, let's say. But yeah, there's like a point to just capture this jot token and then perform calls. I actually don't know how to fix that, because I guess even if it's short-lived, it still could be used by scripts on a web page or something. Yeah. Maybe the other thing is that, yeah, I guess that you can also intercept. I was gonna say maybe your client, so in this case the Elm UI, needs to do some kind of authenticated call to the backend then, but then it's the same. Jots as session tokens are annoying because you can't kill any user sessions to lock them out without killing all other jots. You mean like by an admin or something? Or to deal with that in the backend, maybe. I know. I only know in Keycloak, if you're logged in, it looks like this, and you can just log them out. It's one session per user, let's say, but in the backend, there's no control about it. I mean, over this. So if I were to do this, then the backend should have some code that constantly verifies those job tokens. I think, what's that called? It has like a name, huh? Validity, I guess, with the IDP. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they link the job to a backend session. That's true. Yeah, so that I also don't really know too much about Spring security and all that magic stuff. Scary stuff. But I never really had to create like a website for public, like in the public domain. So I never really had to deal with that. It was always like in the good enough. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is why hackers have a good time on the internet. Huh? Yeah, it definitely it's one of the domains that I know the least about. I think even less than operations, like general operations, I know more about than security. You know, like infrastructure, I mean. Definitely need to work on that. Yes, why companies that want to roll out their own auth implementations. Yes. But still, people say, oh, just use auth 0 or Okta or whatever, but it's not a solution even. There's so much stuff you can mess up, like we just noticed. I'm using a library that manages stuff for me, like that does the OIDC protocol, let's say, but what you do with the token is completely up to you, and it's easy to make mistakes there. But I always think about that if it's so easy to make a mistake at that level, imagine how easy it is to make mistakes when you're implementing your own authentication stuff. It's crazy, huh? Yeah, so the next part would just be, quote unquote, just be to have like some kind of an endpoint here. And I guess we'll put it in players or something, player controller, to just check if there's an already existing player for the combination of sub and ISS, and then we're fine. Damn, now you really got me thinking. And there's so little that other IT companies can do about that as well. I was just thinking. Bastard. Mission accomplished. Do you also have some good links to where it's explained well, or like properly, or what I should do then instead? Something with some diagrams maybe, that will be helpful as well. Like maybe where did you learn about this stuff? Then then I can also learn about it from there. Oof. Five times. So wait. Okay. Okay, then I will exercise my Google foo and try to come up with a solution by next time. Oh, maybe I want to add that as well, like make that more robust, otherwise I won't. That's also, oh, and what the fuck? Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that either. Expand this bit. Maybe let's do this, and then make sure we only get short-lived jots and not use them as sessions in the backend. That's it, really, yeah? This reduces the attack surface. Yeah, that's it basically. I didn't know what jots were at the start of that project. At the end, I still wasn't sure if we made the right call. Yeah. Yeah, but so the thing is, I don't think I will be using Keycloak, but it will be another authentication provider, and also my how do you say, my confidence in using Spring Security isn't that great, because I feel like even in Spring Security, it's very easy, I think, to even to build your security or authentication manager, I believe it's called, without, for example, verifying your jot tokens. So there's a way to do that. It's quite easy. And then, yeah, you're screwed there. But I want to know what I can do in the UI to not use jot tokens as my session, because I was really planning to keep my jot token in my JavaScript. Like, what do you replace it with? Or is it really like you've got the jot token, you pass it to your backend one time to make sure, like, oh, look, this is an authenticated user, and then the backend says, nice, here's a session or whatever. But then it's just, isn't it the same issue there? Like, if an attacker then just intercepts the session or whatever, then they can intercept that session and then use it to perform calls. That's how I ended up using it. Ah yeah, so as a jot token as an exchange for a session, I guess. And keeping it in local storage, is that better practice? Because that's what I really intended to do. But then I don't really know how to do that, in fact. A read-only cookie. Okay. I will look up how to do that. Maybe let's do that. Keep jots in a read only cookie. Because then I can still use the shots as a session or whatever. Or exchange a shot for a session. Okay. Because I guess that's like it's backend dependent, huh? No. But for me it's no problem because I'm hosting. Maybe I can show that as well. Yeah, here we go. I'm sorry I made you read in your evenings now. If you link me some good articles if you want, then I can read the same thing. But I just wanted to show I'm hosting both my UI and my backend from the same server, so it's one deployable with two, with one component serving static content, which is the Elm UI, and another component which is just a backend consisting of the REST API. I still need to draw up my component diagram. Maybe I should add that somewhere here, like, so that it's painfully obvious that it's still lacking. Here. Oh, jong, gek. There we go. It's not a keep it simple container diagram, but I want a component diagram, which is going to be a bit more interesting, I hope. Oh, also these seem to be just be boxes instead of frames. That's why they're not really resizing nicely. Clean effort and project. Yes, so I need this stuff. Otherwise, so for me it's interesting because I can always revert back to why I made some certain decisions or how stuff works. But it also helps for the viewers, I think, because I can actually explain some things based on all of these diagrams and where stuff is positioned and how it's supposed to be used and who can use what and whatever. Yeah, I feel like a bunch of people or the people that don't do it, I don't know if they're sure what they miss or how much time that they save or actually waste, because every time you have to figure it out again, it takes so much time. Yeah. Plus, I mean, this is still not that complete. I don't even think. This is the coolest diagram, though. It shows the registration process a little bit, but also how a new leaderboard gets generated every time somebody new registers. So when you register with Schelp or whatever, a command gets executed. It then gets, well, actually, the execution of the registered player is going to save a new player. Then it will fire a player registered domain event that gets broadcast. And then there's a listener there that just picks up whatever's being fired by this broadcast by the broadcaster and saves it into an event store so that I can process it or process the entire event store basically at some kind of an interval with anything that will be interested in it. so that I can recreate a leaderboard. And this is a solution for the fact that I don't know yet what scoring algorithm I will be using. So I'm just picturing, you know what, maybe there will be a leaderboard where if you've done more challenges, you've just challenged more people, then you will get more points. And I want to be able to recreate that at any given time. So if I learn about the use of I sort of want to nudge players in a good direction to, I don't know, play more Diabotical, then maybe it's a good idea to have them keep on doing challenges to each other and then playing the matches and reward them for that rather than the actual score of the match, if that makes sense. So you can sort of, I don't know, try to incentivize certain behavior. And you can only do that after it's been in use, huh? Maya, that's for when it's actually in production being used. And I think by then, Diabotical will be a dead game. I mean, I hope not, but yeah. It will still have been a very interesting adventure for me. Yeah. Great. I think that's about it. So next time, some Kotlin. To check. Yes, lots of chances to learn. That's exactly how I set this project up for myself, of course. I wanted to learn about event sourcing. I wanted to learn about, or actually do something with Elm properly this time. So I'm already happy that I ran into the authentication problem. I think I implemented OIDC in record time. I don't think I've, like even compared with previous projects, but that's probably because I know how OIDC flow should work, and I was able to relate that while actually implementing or using this this library. Where is it? This library is amazing. It's got such great documentation. It has examples. Yeah, super nice. And here you can see what the actual flow is. So you're unregistered or not authenticated. Then eventually you'll get logged in and receive a token. And after that, you'll get into a done state and you'll have user info. So yeah. And then you no longer have a token. So that's how they do this stuff. Cool, eh? Alright, thanks for hanging out once again. I'm gonna call it a night. It's a night. Yeah, I still have to read some chapters in my clean architecture book, for which we have a reading group session this Thursday, so curious about that session. All right, thanks for hanging out, and yeah, hope to see you next time as well. That will be, I believe, next week. Yeah. Yes, I hope so too. I'll go do some reading on that. All right, cheers, mate. See you next time. Peace.